What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of the Mindful as Fuck podcast. Now, on this episode, we are talking about grinding through the grief. Now, I'm not the type of person that really like to get out there and tell my business, but I really want to elaborate on who I am and allow people to see what I've been through so that you can know what to prepare yourself for. In the long run, we are all doing our best to be our higher versions of ourselves. We talk about it so much on this podcast, and sometimes we don't really understand what we're doing, why we're doing, and how we're doing it. I've had a friend that reached out to me and she was just like, babe, I feel like you're numb right now to everything that's going on. And without me even trying to hurry up and say a rebuttal, I stopped and I thought about it like maybe I am numb to everything that's going on. I've just been going and going and going because that's what life tells us that we need to do. That's how life teaches us that we need to move past the things that's going on. Any obstacle that comes in your way, you're forced to move past it or you sit in it. And I've had many days, and especially talking about it on this podcast, where I've dealt with depression and anxiety and I've just been stuck in it. So my mentality now is I got to keep moving forward. I got to keep moving forward. But back in the day compared to now, I would not have looked at what it is that I was going through and trying to see how to get out of it and not go back through it. The things that I've been through since a child is not easy to talk about. And once you start talking about it, I believe that that just allows you to just grow and to just be a wonderful, beautiful human being. I mean, there's no other way really around it, to be honest. So today I'm talking about grief. I'm talking about losing family members. I'm talking about losing jobs. I'm talking about, not being able to really run my household how I want to run my household and feeling like everything is just coming down on me and trying to push myself up and keep going. It's hard, but I'm here to let you know you too can make it through it. So let's get into it. Facing grief and loss. Mind you, I've lost a few people in my life. Some people that were friends, some people that were family. But losing my brother is what really helped me to open up my eyes and to see what it is that I'm doing wrong. A little backstory on me and my brother. I'm the oldest out of all of my siblings. That's on my mom's side and on my dad's side. I am the oldest. The oldest child goes through a lot when it comes to with the parents because they're just getting started. They're learning. They're trying to figure things out. They're really just trying to get into the mode of how things go with raising a child. You know how it is when it comes to the oldest child. So being the oldest has its perks and it also has its downfalls. And my mom had 4 children. My mom was a teen mother, had me at 14, and navigating through life. That's tough. Seeing where she came from and seeing how I had children young as well, I know what it's like raising my oldest children and understanding who I am and what I had to go through. But I feel like it was so much pressure on me to do things and so much pressure just to be so perfect. I always just allowed myself to just be. I didn't want to be what everybody else wanted me to be. I seen how talented I was and how amazing I was, but I didn't really know what to do with those things. Sometimes my family members would point out like, yeah, you're doing good at this, or yeah, you're so talented. And when they found out I can sing, baby, they made sure that I sang till the bones fell off of my body. You hear me? But being around my younger siblings, I had to really be that figure for them to look up to. And I don't think I was really a good figure for them to look up to because I was learning on my own. But I did get stuck in the house watching them. I had to drag them along with me sometimes when I didn't want to. And then other times it was fun having my siblings around. It was fun playing, football in the streets or running and racing up and down the streets. It was fun going out and doing things with my siblings, like to have other people around that get you. It was fun. But when it came down to my younger brother, Jamal, this boy right here knew how to get under your skin. And maybe it was because he was a Leo. I don't know. If you're a Leo or you know a Leo, if you know, you know. So he was only, what, 2 years younger than me? I remember us really like interacting with each other when we stayed out in Palatine when we were younger. That was what, like second and third grade for me. So he had to be in like preschool maybe. And, we would go outside. I would play rope with people and I would pull him in like the little red wagon that we had. We would ride our bikes and things like that. So we really got to know each other then. But when we moved to California and we started to go to different schools and I started to understand, like I don't have to just hang out with my siblings anymore, that's when I really started to see my younger brother Jamal as who he was. Now, to me, like I said in the beginning, he was as annoying as fuck. Like, no exaggeration. Anybody would tell you that knew my brother, he was cool, but he also pushed your buttons. And after he got done pushing them, he would yank them motherfuckers and he would throw them out the damn window and tell you to go fetch for him. Now, that might be a full Leo type of trait right there. So you can tell, like, he was just something to deal with. I love my brother, but at the same time, he was just a lot sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And just growing up and having children, at 16, he got to see my kids as him being like the big uncle. Yeah, I get to hang out with my niece and nephews and things like that. So he had a different bond with them than he had with me. Me and him fought all the time. No exaggeration, all the time. We fought when I was pregnant. We fought after I was pregnant. And then, once I moved away, we didn't fight anymore. We might have our differences and things like that, but now it's just like, yeah, Jamal, okay, move on, move around. I don't have to listen to what you got to say. Keep doing the goofy stuff if you want to. And I would find myself upset with him sometimes. Like, the things that you're doing can really get you hurt. Like, you need to chill out. Like, for real, you need to chill out. Like, somebody could hurt you. You know what I mean? But he didn't really see it like that. He was just, this is who I am, and I'm going to do me. And I also had that mentality as well because I've been through things, and it was just my personality. So, again, I just let him be him and just do what he did. He moved away to Orlando, and he started to find his people. And I really feel like he just became his, I don't want to say full potential, but more of himself, where he started to find himself and just love himself and just be around people that was like-minded like him. You know what I mean? He lived his life. He loved what he was doing. I didn't know everything that he was into, but he loved what he was doing and he found happiness wherever he went. You know what I mean? He could make a friend in the day and be cool with them. That's what I did love about my brother. He was just always being him. You know what I'm saying? So when he passed away, it was very shocking to me. I had got a phone call from my mom and watching her on the other side of the screen, like with this look in her eyes, like I didn't know what to say. I'm like, what's going on? My son was not saying anything. My son was holding the phone. He was the one that brought the conversation to me. And my mom was just like, your brother's in the hospital. Um, it's not looking good. And at that moment, I'm just like, what are you talking about? Stop talking like that. Like, if he in the hospital, okay, where you at? What do I need to do? Like, how long is it gonna take for us to get to Orlando? Like, what's the plan? I don't want to hear no bullshit. Just tell me what's the plan, and then tell me what's going on. And she's like, no, you need to listen. This is what's going on. It's really not looking good for him. But I was just speechless. I can remember like her face and just feeling like a slap in the face at that moment. Like, damn, like something could really be going on with my brother at this moment. And I didn't want to get too much in my feelings without knowing exactly what was going on. So without me telling my mom, like I called his girl and she was like, yeah, I'm at the hospital with him. It wasn't looking good, like my mom said, but I didn't want to accept that. I didn't want to accept that. I just started praying. I'm just like, man, whatever is supposed to happen, God, just keep him covered. You know what I mean? Let me get down there and let me see him. Let me just talk to him. Maybe I can change something. Maybe a miracle can happen. You tell me about miracles all the time. Maybe something can change. Period. So I get down there to Orlando the next day, get to the hospital, trying to figure out what's going on with my mom. The type of person that she is, she's just not one to share too much information. You know what I mean? It was an investigation going on. Nobody really knew exactly what was really going on. So it wasn't much to go off of. And me, I've always been like a protector over my friends and my family. As soon as I find out something's going on, I'm ready to fight. I'm in fight mode. It's 0 to 1,000 with me. No exaggeration, no in between. Where was he at? Who was he with? We need to find this out. So like we're crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, trying to figure it out, without saying too much, without going on social media and exposing anything, just in case, somebody's responsible for this. We need to find out what's going on. And I'm starting to hear like exactly what's going on. Come to find out, he was out with his friends. He was at the nightclub, and still not gonna tell too much details because there is still an ongoing investigation about it. But it was just heartbreaking to hear like what had happened, and I'm like, damn, all right, this is real. Like he might not come back from this. And then the people that he was with, they're nowhere to be found. Like, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? I ended up seeing a video from an Instagram post that somebody had made, and it pissed me off. In the video, it was the nightclub that he was at, and they had immediately pronounced him dead inside the club, which he was not dead. You can hear people laughing. You can hear a girl mad because the club was shut down and she wanted to hang out and kick it with her friends. And I was just immediately just pissed off. Like, somebody is hurt right now and you're sitting here laughing and mad because you can't fucking party. Like, my immediate thought was, you fucking dumb bitch. I'm not holding back with how I feel. I was pissed because how fucking dare you? How dare you? They took the video down, but the damage was already done. So many people had already saw it. We're at the hospital with him in Orlando. He's in ICU. And I'm just sitting here watching him and just praying and just crying. Like, the reality of it is that he might not come through this. And that's just what it is. And I had to accept that. He ended up passing away on his son's birthday. And it hurt. It hurt a lot because it's like, I grew up with this boy. I watched him become the man that he is and really fight through life and try to be a better version of himself. And I don't think that he really reached his full potential. And I remember conversations that we had where he tried to stand up for me because I had told him what it was that I had went through with the sexual abuse. And he tried to stand up for me, and I turned him down. Like, I'm not ready to have this conversation with him. I had went to take him back to my mom's house, and he called himself trying to stand up for me. He get out the car and he went straight on bullshit, no warning. And I'm just like sitting there all like, bro, why would you do this? So I'm like, this is not what we talked about. We talked about going and talking about it calmly. You're going to stick up for me. You got to understand this is still sensitive to me. You know what I mean? We don't know how they're going to react or what they're going to say or how everything's going to play out. You got to be chill. You can't just go bombarding with all of the things that you want to say and all the things that you're angry about. He didn't want to hear that, so he did it, and I threw his stuff out the car, you know what I mean? I pulled off, and that was pretty much like one of the last real conversations that I had with my brother before he moved to Orlando. And after that, it was just like keeping in touch every once in a while, you know what I mean? He would call when he needs certain things, but we didn't really have too much of a conversation. I always try to, let him know, like, I still love you. You know what I mean? I still love you. I appreciate you. You're still an asshole. You're going to always be an asshole. It just is what it is. But I love you and accept you for who you are. And when he passed away, like all of those memories just kept coming back to me. And I'm just like, damn, I really never got a chance to show my brother that, I'm a better person. I appreciated him for everything that he's done, since we were a kid. I apologize for, how I may have made him feel in certain situations and all of those things. Like, we never got to grow old together and to show each other, like, this is life compared to all the sadness and the bullshit that we had been through. And I'm not going to say that I regret anything because everything happens for a reason, but that's one of the things that really opened up my eyes and allowed me to just live. not be so hard on myself and just love. And like even right now talking about it, I mean, I can talk about it with a straight face without crying. Like it's hard, but in those moments it wasn't. And I just want people to understand that we have to not take anything for granted because you never know who's sent to help you. Listen, listen. You might not need that advice right now, so you think, but listen, take note and apply it how it needs to be applied. After losing my brother, I lost a couple more family members. My grandmother more recently, and this one right here just really pushed me to say, you know what? Fuck everything. Fuck everything. Fuck how people feel. Fuck what anybody has to say about my journey, because this woman right here was like my mother. Like she was the one, and she was the one that really told me, you know what? Get outside of yourself and do what you need to do. You know, she still had that old school mentality, work a 9 to 5, be with a man, that's gonna take care of you and all your kids and things like that. Like I had to keep explaining to her, like, Grandma, life is not like that no more. Men are not like that anymore. You know what I mean? People are so different. The world is so different. But I still listened to her advice. And as she was, transitioning and things like that, the dementia really was getting to her. I had to start lying to her. I remember the last thing that my grandmother said to me was, "You coming back, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I even knew in that moment, like, well, it felt different. I'm lying to her. I didn't want to lie to my grandmother at all. But I knew that with the dementia, I had to do it to protect her, because she would get so emotional if I say, no, I can't do this, or no, I can't show up, you know. Um, and when she passed, I didn't really know exactly like what she passed from. I still don't know. The information, a few people know, but they weren't willing to really share it, and that made me angry. And I had to really get over that, because it's like, if they don't want to share it, it is what it is. I have to just accept who she was when she was living. It's just not meant for me to know right now. But because of how spiritual I am and how much I've been really tapping in, I had been seeing things before. I always look for confirmation. So deep down inside, I know what it's from. I already know how she passed. I already know, you know, I already knew what the outcome was going to be. But I didn't want to allow myself to be angry again, because I felt like I didn't really have a voice when my brother passed away, because my mother was holding all of that in. And mind you, she's grieving a child that she lost. I'm grieving my brother, but she was grieving a child that she lost. And we're trying to figure out who's involved, who's to blame, what really happened, and all of those things. And I just left it at that. But when my grandmother passed away, it was just so different. It was just like, I can't be quiet no more. I don't care who has something to say, because this is my truth. If someone else has something to say, that's their truth. But I'm not going to allow people to shut me up. This is my truth. I had a connection with these people, and I'm not going to not say nothing about it because I feel something. And I'm coming on this podcast to just speak my truth. I had people that I love, again, not always the best towards me, and I wasn't always the best towards them, but we had a bond. It is what it is. They were really there for me, and they really allowed me to just see things from a different perspective. And grinding through all of the things that I've been through has been hard, but because of where I am on a spiritual level, it's like they never even left. I know that might sound crazy to some people, but it's really like they never even left, because I pray and I talk to my ancestors. I can feel, I can hear, just like people say they hear God, they hear Jesus, they hear Buddha, you know what I mean? They follow the teachings and things of all these other philosophers. Like, when you know, period. You don't have to allow anybody to make you feel like you don't know what's going on, because everything is a confirmation. There are things and beings and spirits that are out there that came before you and that will come after you. Once we leave this body, I believe that we go somewhere else. My spirit is not just going to stay here on this earth. It's not going to roam. We go somewhere else. The body is going to be here, but the spirit had to come inside of this body in order for it to be formed. So why would I think that it's not going to go somewhere else and lead my children on their path or lead their grandchildren? I'm not afraid to say, yes, I talk to my ancestors. I'm not afraid to say I look for guidance from them, because it's opened up my eyes to who we really are. It's really opened up my eyes to accept that there's things that are bigger than me. And I went through the things that I went through from a child because I'm supposed to speak about these things. I'm supposed to speak love. I came here as a loving light, and I was traumatized since a child. There's no way that I went through the things that I went through to get to this point to just not talk about it. I just don't see it. And I'm here for people to have the conversation with me to, who might have a different perspective, but it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. So I think that at first, early on in life, I just got through it and I just put it to the side. But losing the family members that I lost, my auntie, my cousin, my brother, my grandmother, I can really hear some of the things that they would tell me, some of the guidance that they would give me. And it's just like, man, I understand now. I understand that life is so much bigger. And even though I didn't get a chance to really express myself when I was younger, I have that chance now. And I express myself through music. I express myself through dance. I express myself through crafting. I express myself through speaking and just being a loving light. Like I said, like it's never going to be a dull moment for me from this moment moving forward, because I choose to be a good person, even though fucked up shit keep happening to me. I just had surgery not too long ago. Mind you, in June, which was about 9 months ago, is when I hurt myself. But I've been preparing myself to have surgery all this time. People looking at me like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And it's just like, bro, chill out. You don't know what I'm going through. Oh, it don't look like you hurt. Just because it don't look like I'm hurt doesn't mean that I'm not in fucking pain. I've learned to manage it. We learn to manage our pain and our suffering and keep on moving. But I look at it like, when are we going to address it? When are we going to say that it doesn't have a place for us in our future? When are we going to take care of what needs to be taken care of so that we can go and make the money that we want to make, travel to the places that we want to travel to, and just be our full selves? There's so many people that we have not met yet, but we can't get there because we won't release the old version of ourselves. I choose to release who I am. I choose to release the trauma. I choose to move and grind past all of the things that I've been going through. Grief will not keep me stuck. Yes, I may have these memories of the people that I loved, and I might cry about it. I might get emotional about it. But these days I found myself just laughing and just like, man, I'm really not that same person that I was. And if those people were here, they would be very, very proud of me, because when they were here, I was in depressive mode. I was really depressed. I really wasn't my full potential self. I had 5 kids. I didn't really know how to take care of them. Their dads are not helping me out to take care of them because I didn't push them away, or they just, doing whatever they want to do, however they want to do it. But I'm really a better person now, and I'm so glad that I get to show up for myself and to really push past the grief. If there's anybody out there that doesn't understand how they're going to make it because they feel like people keep putting things on them, you have to make the choice to say, fuck everything and fuck everybody, and just do it. Life is really so simple and we make it hard. You have to address what's going on in your life in order for you to move forward. Before I finish, I want to say an affirmation. I want to give you an affirmation that you can also use if you're going through grief and you're really out here trying to build a business. You're out here trying to speak to, adults or children and things like that, and push them to be advocates in the community. I'm really talking to those people who want to see change in themselves and see change in their environment. You have to get up and get out and do something for yourself first. So here's an affirmation that you can say that will help you get through it. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to be. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to be. What does that mean? Everything that has happened in your past, even what has happened earlier in the day, is not who you are. Who you choose to be right now and moving forward is who you are going to be. Once you release the old, the new version of you can be wherever you want it to be. In the next few years, I want to travel. I want to be on the beach. I want to be somewhere with the sand in my ass. Like I just want to live my life because I've never been able to live my life to its full potential. I've had kids young. I want to travel with my children. I want to show them different things. I want to continuously be there for them and show up for them and show them that I love them no matter what it is that they went through, because there were people in my life that were there for me when they didn't have to be. When I pushed them away, they still said, no, I love you. Hey, come here. Let me give you a hug. No, stop. I chose to be that. And because I chose to be who I am today, now I get to receive the love, the money, the wealth. I'm getting the hand claps. I'm getting my roses. I'm getting my flowers. I'm getting the car that I want. I'm getting the house that I want. I'm getting the property that I want. I'm getting everything that I've asked for, that I manifested, because I chose not to be that other version of myself anymore. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to say that I can't. There's nothing that I can't do. If I say that I want it, I want it. Even when I do get it and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I'm good on that. I can still move away and go to something else. I used to get bullied when I was a kid. I used to have people looking at me crazy like, why are you reading so much? Why do you want to do this? Why are you listening to that type of music? Because I like it. Because I want to listen to it. I'm a very diverse and in-depth type of person. Why would I be shallow? It's not me. I'm not going to dim my light for nobody, and you shouldn't either. If you took anything from this message and this episode, be yourself. Grind through the trauma, but address it. Address it, address it, address it. Get your journal, write in that journal. You might not think that it's helpful right now, but you'll look back and you'll be like, damn, I remember when I was going through that. Now I'm not. Now I'm sitting courtside with LeBron and Bronny and whoever else is up next. Like, you're gonna be very proud of yourself once you make that step to get past it. And even though things may happen every single day, mind you, I just had surgery on my knee and I have to sit out for 6 weeks. Things have been happening the moment I got home. I'm getting phone calls. I got to rush up because there was a fire. I got to rush up because there's a tornado warning. I'm like, are you kidding me, God? Like, what are you doing? What are you really trying to teach me here? The lesson is to keep going. I want to see how far you can go before I give you this, what you're asking for, because what I'm asking for is big. The things, I don't ask for little things. I never ask for little things. So that's why it takes a long time to get there. And in that process, you're going to be challenged. If you're not ready for a challenge, stay comfortable. Stay where you are. Totally fine. But remember, you choose to be there. Life is simple. Don't make it hard. I love you guys. Until next time. Bye.